Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets recollect the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And a very poignant scene with a crowd of 80,000 chanting USA, USA. Moments ago, former President Bush came out to the center of the field for the ceremonial coin toss. And so it would figure that the Dallas Cowboys would win that flip. Otherwise, you'd never hear the end of it. And there was the coin flip. Dallas won the toss, elected to receive, and we go down to the field, and Michelle Tafoya. Michelle.
Well, Al, there are a number of reasons for Rex Ryan to feel extra pressure tonight. He's coaching against his twin brother, Rob. His dad, legendary coach Buddy Ryan, is here to see the game. But Rex told us that for him, the most significant part of this game is that it's being played on such an enormous stage, on such an historic occasion. And he feels a certain amount of responsibility about that. In fact, he said tonight is so meaningful that he feels more pressure surrounding this game than any others he's coached. And Al, Rex said the Jets, they represent this entire area. And he said, obviously it's emotional, but they're going to get our best effort tonight. That much I can promise you.
And Michelle, there's a lot of contrast here because Rex can use it to fuel the Jets. Jason Garrett, who was here on 9/11 as a member of the Giants, he was in Manhattan when all hell broke loose on that Tuesday. Garrett last night told his team, hey, look, you're going to be out on the field for a long time, almost 18 minutes. It's going to be emotional. And then when it's over, you're going to play a football game. And that football game is here right now, Chris.
Yeah, and his best memory, I suppose, or the most vivid memory, was the fact that all those men in tattered suits and dust all over them came walking by him one after another. He said it's a sight I'll never forget.
And so we're ready for the final game on this Sunday, the opening Sunday. Brian McCann back to receive. Nick Folk, the former Dallas Cowboy, now the Jets place kicker from the 35-yard line, the new kickoff spot, and it's a bouncing ball that's fielded at the 10-yard line, and that's John Phillips. And Phillips brings the ball back out to the 26-yard line as we take a look at the Dallas starters.
Tony Romo, Eastern Illinois University.
Felix Jones, Arkansas.
Miles Austin, Garfield High School.
Dez Bryant, Oklahoma State. Jason Witten, Tennessee. John Phillips, Virginia.
Doug Free, Northern Illinois.
Bill Nagy, Wisconsin. Phil Costa, Maryland. Kyle Kozar, Arizona State.
Tyron Smith, USC.
Smith, their #1 draft choice. A million storylines tonight. One of the big ones is the revamped Cowboy offensive line. Romo goes right to the air and completes his first pass to Felix Jones, who has now become the feature back. Marion Barber no longer in Dallas, plays with the Chicago Bears. First down.
Early tribute here to his papa, Rex Ryan, coming out in Buddy's 46 defense, and you just wonder maybe if the Dallas Cowboys might have anticipated that on the first play.
I would think so. Gain of 12 yards. The ball is at the 37-yard line on that first down. Here goes Jones, this time to the left side. Out to the 41, and let's take a look at that potent Jet defense.
Mike DeVito, University of Maine.
Sheldon Boha, University of Utah.
Mo Wilkins, Temple Ave.
Brian Thomas, UAB.
Dave Harris, Ottawa Hills.
Bart Scott, Southeastern Jungliers.
Calvin Pace, Wake Forest.
Darrell Revis, Eric Smith, Michigan State.
Jim Leonard, Wisconsin.
Antonio Cromartie, Florida State.
They play that 3-4. There's a quick drop, and the pass is caught by the electric Des Bryant, and he gets spun down inside the 25-yard line. Des Bryant, great hands, tremendous speed, #1 pick last year, goes 42 yards.
Des Bryant's just going to work his way inside here of Harris and catch the ball. And you ask Jason Witten, who has the best hands that he's ever been around in his career? He'll tell you this young man, Des Bryant, and he almost broke it after getting knocked off his feet there at the end.
Now at the 17-yard line in the game's opening drive. Toss, looks like student body right. Jones cuts it back up the field. Gain of 3 to the 14-yard line. Bart Scott making the tackle. And Chris, we're looking at 3 guys on that offensive line who have a total of 1 start in the NFL prior to tonight.
Right, only left tackle Doug Free is playing in the position that he was a season ago. So young up front, and this is such a pressure defense from the Jets. Can they hold it together? And really, can the Cowboys not have to drop back and throw it in key situations when they have to face that blitz from Rex Ryan?
Fake to Jones, and Romo's going to run it. He slides to a halt at the 10-yard line. Darrell Revis in on the tackle, and that's going to make it 3rd down.
Brian Thomas on the outside read this one all the way. They had a little reverse, and he's going to come back. Almost took the handoff here, and Tony Romo, really a brilliant play. I think if he'd have tried to hand that ball off, probably would have gotten a fumble.
Romo telling us yesterday, we're going to come out aggressively. Yeah, we know it's the Jets. We know it's Rex Ryan. But we're going to come out and be aggressive, and that's exactly what they've been to this point. 3rd down, 4. Romo gets hit as he throws, but the catch is made, and forward progress should net Ogletree a 1st down. You see Leonard pointing to the spot he'd like the ball to be spotted at, but the officials are right on top of it, giving forward progress to the 6-yard line, 1st down and goal.
Well, Bart Scott just barely overran this play coming out this way. And Tony Romo did a good job of waiting until he got on the other side. Unfortunately, it took so long for him to get on the other side. Donald Strickland almost got him.
So Romo has started 3 out of 3 in his first action since he broke his collarbone against the Giants last October. 3 of 3 for 58. Now they're going to put Bryant in the backfield and give the ball to the up back, and chugging his way for a gain of 2. That's Felix Jones to the 4-yard line. Jones, the #1 draft choice out of Arkansas in 2008. And they're just trying to keep him healthy, and they feel they're going to have to keep him healthy this year with Barber gone.
Yeah, Marion Barber out of there, and of course Felix Jones telling us that he was so thankful that he got a chance to learn how to be a pro from Marion Barber. But now these short yardage runs are something that he really had never had to do in the past, and they're on him now.
Romo with a little bit of time, sprints away, and that pass then is incomplete. Intended for Miles Austin, covered by Darrell Revis, and that's going to be a great matchup all night long.
Well, you got Darrell Revis on Miles Austin here. That's going to be the matchup tonight in the slot there. 2 tremendous players, and Austin has missed most of camp. They were wondering which one was going to get Revis and which one Cromartie, but that matchup's a special one right there.
9th play of the drive. Jets only rush 3, and the pass is caught in the end zone by Dez Bryant for a touchdown. You never want to anoint a guy too quickly. He's only in his second year, but you talk to everybody around the league, they say this guy can be spectacular.
And he was even getting held on the play. Cromartie trying to keep him from jumping, basically had his hand inside his jersey there momentarily. But he's just so powerful when he goes up for the ball. Think of maybe a Charles Barkley rebounding. He goes up and just has such incredible strength, and they take advantage of it there.
Now Dan Bailey, an undrafted rookie out of Oklahoma State. The Cowboys are carrying 3 kickers. And Alberto Riveron.
False start, number 77, offense.
So that'll just move it back 5 yards as Smith is the guilty party. So Romo in his first action since October leads the team on a drive that starts at his own 26-yard line. Bailey picks up his first NFL point. So the Dallas Cowboys, 4.5 minutes into the game, come into the Meadowlands and take a 7-0 lead. Sunday Night Football brought to you by Southwest Airlines. You can find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. By Hyundai, if it's fuel efficient and stylish, it's probably a Hyundai. And by Papa John's, the official pizza sponsor of the NFL. Manhattan Flatiron Building and to MetLife Stadium. Second year of existence for this facility. Kicking off is David Beeler, one of the 3 kickers. They have a field goal guy, a kickoff guy, and of course the punter. And this is Antonio Cromartie from the 3 to the 22-yard line. So with Dallas on top, 7-0. Mark Sanchez in year 3 ready to go to work. Mark Sanchez out of the University of Southern California, their number 1 pick in the 09 draft. There are his numbers from last year. Over 2 years, though, the most impressive number for him would be playoff wins on the road. 4. Twice to the AFC Championship game. Here we go, year 3 for the Jets quarterback. Holmes goes in motion. And down goes Sanchez. So an inglorious beginning for this year and a glorious one for DeMarcus Ware, who last year led the league in sacks with 15.5.
Yeah, and DeMarcus Ware in his first move, usually on the right side, now over here working on the new offensive tackle. Maybe a little head slap there. Looked like Reggie White for a minute, or Deacon Jones coming through there, and that was no match. They are going to move DeMarcus Ware around, give him the best matchup, 1-for-1.
So the first play of Rob Ryan's career as the Dallas defensive coordinator is a DeMarcus Ware sack. 2nd and 15. The short drop and the quick toss, 21 to Santonio Holmes. Let's meet the Jets.
Mark Sanchez, USC.
Sean Green, Iowa.
Plexico Burris, Michigan State.
Santonio Holmes, the Ohio State University.
Derek Mason, Mumford High.
Dustin Keller, Purdue University. Roberto Ferguson, University of Virginia.
Matt Slauson, Nebraska.
Nick Mangold, The Ohio State University. Brandon Moore, Illinois.
Wayne Hunter, University of Hawaii.
Great offensive line, Mangold and Ferguson in particular. Keep an eye, though, on Hunter. Damian Woody was their starting right tackle last year. With Damian Tomlinson in the backfield. On 3rd and 10, the pass is caught. Holmes makes the catch at the 27, but short of the first down. So that sack sets up a 3-and-out. Sean Lee makes the tackle, and the Jets will punt.
Now DeMarcus Ware going to work on the bull rush once again here on the outside against Wayne Hunter, who now is taking over for Damian Woody. But I tell you, the Jets come out and throw it 3 straight times there. They're trying to be the new look Jets, but sometimes you have to be careful with what you wish for.
New look punter is TJ Conley. Here comes Bryant, who ran 2 punts back for touchdowns last year. Dez Bryant comes to the short side of the field and loses his balance as he skirts the sideline. And he's tackled at the 38-yard line. Romo ready to go to work for drive number 2. 7-0 Dallas. You can enhance your viewing experience by logging on to NBCSports.com. SNF Extra. A lot of good stuff there. Full DVR control. Mike Florio always knows what he's talking about. Michelle Tafoya reports from the sidelines as well. Log on, check it out. 1st and 10. Dallas from the 36-yard line. Revis now matched up on Bryant. To the outside goes Jones. 38-yard line. Revis right on top of him, too.
Now, all it takes is a couple of completions to Des Bryant, and all of a sudden, here comes Revis Island over to your side. And that is an interesting matchup because I think the Cowboys now are going to like what they see on the other side. Miles Austin against Antonio Cromartie. That was the matchup they were hoping for in this one. Let's see if they go to work.
2nd and 8. Romo said I'd like to see that, but they'll probably go the other way when I was going to see it. 2nd down and 8. Romo avoids the sack, fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. It was Bart Scott who nearly beheaded him. And it's 3rd down and 8.
It's a nice job here by Felix Jones picking up Bart Scott coming through. But Tony Romo still had to do that Tony Romo thing and move around. He said, I understand. In this game, I am not going to be comfortable. I am going to have to make up for mistakes that we make in protection. Pretty brilliant right there just to get that thing off.
3rd down 8 from the gun. And Romo down the sideline, and that's Bryant. He does it again with Revis on the coverage. This is a monster in the making. I know it's opening night. I know it's the first quarter, but this is a monster.
Sure is. And here they go. This is little Rex Ryan blitz right off this side. So what do? Throw right into it. And Tony Romo telling us last night, we're not settling for those little slants and hitches and stuff like that. They want to come after us on the blitz. We're going down the field and letting our big guys go up and get it.
Going down going down the field and going against the guy considered to be the best cover corner in the league. 26-yard gain, already 3 grabs for 71 and a TD. And a timeout here.
This is Sunday night.
And so far it's been Bryant snipe, but they took a timeout after that last catch. He's been walking around on the sideline, flexing his leg. He's out of the game at the moment. Kevin Ogletree comes in. 1st down at the 36. Right through the middle goes Choice, gain of 2.
Des Bryant, Oklahoma State.
All I can tell you is when you go to practice and watch this young man play, you have a couple of whoa moments. He'll go up and get the football, and as soon as he comes down, you just go, whoa, there he is working against Cromartie, but watch this against Revis. Usually Revis can pin you against the sideline. Not that time. Bryant goes vertically and makes the play.
On 2nd and 8. And down he goes at the 40-yard line, and that's Bart Scott, who nearly had a sack a couple of plays ago.
Wouldn't you know it, the one veteran on your offensive line, a little slow getting off the block here. Bart Scott's coming around, and Kozar just doesn't see him in time. Scott with a great job hugging that double team and taking that direct path to the quarterback. Now you got 3rd down, and now's when all the magic starts defensively for the Jets.
Bryant back in the game. He split to the right. Revis is on him. 3rd and 15. Well, they still have to figure it out. Sounds like too many men on the field. You can
that illegal substitution, you know, you can't send the extra guy into the huddle, all that stuff. I think Tony's saying that was only 11.
Dallas broke the huddle with 12 men on the field. That's a 5-yard penalty. Third down. Dallas will not be charged with a timeout.
And that's going to make it 3rd down and 20.
Almost saw the situation, tried to call timeout, but Riveron was having none of it. But this is the moment now for Tony Romo. They've gotten off to a great start, up 7-0, and he was very clear with us that these were the moments he did not want to make the big mistake against this Jets defense, because they do crazy stuff, especially 3rd and long.
3rd and 20, the play clock down to 0. And they didn't get it off, so that's going to be another 5 yards. Delay of game.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Just no excuse. You know, you're going backwards. It's not a huge thing because you're probably looking at a punt anyway, and at the same time, this team was so hot offensively, it's strange to see them stumble now.
3rd down and 25. This is Tashard Choice, and he gets taken down at the 46-yard line, gain of 5, and it's 4th down, and Dallas to punt with one of the best in the league, Matt McBriar, coming in.
Tell you, Al, the one thing that you notice right away that's different with the Cowboys is they have offensive linemen now that can get out and run. We're seeing a lot more of the screens, a lot more of the pulling out in front of some of the pitch plays. It's a totally different look up front now.
Offensive line got old, revamped. You looked at Curley. They lost Brad Smith to Buffalo in free agency, so they think Curley someday can do some of the things that Smith did. But Smith didn't do that very often. No, he did not.
Oh, boy.
Fumbles it out of bounds. Jets will have the ball at the 16-yard line. 4.5 minutes left in the quarters. 7-0 Cowboys. Saturday, the renewal of a rivalry. Michigan State against Notre Dame. 3:30 Eastern on NBC. The Irish licking their wounds after last night. What a game that was. With Michigan winning it at the end over the Irish. From the 16-yard first down, they give the ball to the new feature back. That's Sean Green, gain of 5. Let's take a look at the Cowboy D.
Jason Hatcher, Grambling State University.
Jay Ratliff, Auburn University.
Marcus Spears, Louisiana State University.
Anthony Spencer, Purdue.
Brady James, LSU.
Sean Lee, Penn State.
DeMarcus Ware, Troy University.
Orlando Scandrick, Los Angeles, California.
Abram Elam, Kent State.
Gerald Sensabaugh, North Carolina.
Mike Jenkins, South Florida.
Elam, former Brown, coming over with Rob Ryan. Rob was the defensive coordinator of Cleveland last year. And there is a flag on the play, and then the ball is loose and recovered by the Jets at the 33. It's Matthew Mulligan, number 2 tight end, who comes up with all kinds of action before the snap.
Well, it looked like the Cowboys were offsides, and Sanchez did the right thing, followed through with the play. Feeling like he had a free one, but took a few free shots too.
Offside, number 94, defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
It's DeMarcus Ware.
Marcus Ware is going to, there you go, that little jump on the far side over there. Also got Jason Hatcher, so now the Jets have a first down, a little momentum. The Jets traditionally a very slow starting team, just 36 points in the first quarter last year, second fewest in the league.
At the 33-yard line, where the Jets have a penchant for recovering fumbles, it's almost uncanny. And the ball to Green. Normally, a fumble recovery is a 50-50 proposition through the years. It's very close, 51-49. The Jets over the last couple of years, 70%. The bounce of the ball.
I think that was an NFL record, too. It's pretty remarkable, but the Jets will tell you it's because they all hustle to the football, and it's no accident.
Second and 6, you've got Green and LaDainian Tomlinson both lining up in the backfield right now. Tomlinson, 11th year, long-time Chargers, second year here. That's Green. Green has blocking in front, and he's going to be able to pick up the first down. He had Matt Slauson, the left guard, providing the convoy, and that'll move the chains with 2.5 to go. And the Cowboy is down, and that's Jenkins. Jenkins, who was shaken up and didn't play very much in preseason to begin with and missed a lot of time in training camp. Trying to get back into the lineup, and he's going to have to come off at least for a play.
Jenkins came in with a knee and a shoulder, and now takes a shot to the head to boot.
So the ball at the 44. The Cowboys now minus Jenkins. And with Green carrying for one, and also Terrence Newman is also out. He's been out throughout the training camp and preseason. So Newman and Jenkins, who would normally be your starting corners, for the moment both out.
Now they're out, and the Jets have new wide receivers, a couple of Super Bowl heroes, and Plaxico Burress and of course Antonio Holmes. So Derek Mason in the mix as well. They're trying to spread the Cowboys out so they can get DeMarcus Ware and Anthony Spencer away from Mark Sanchez. So far, it hasn't been the case.
You have Holmes in the slot and Burress wide to the right. And they go to Tomlinson going the other way, and he gets taken out of bounds at midfield by the linebacker Sean Lee.
Well, and LT, a little different role. He was the leading rusher for the Jets a season ago, but now Sean Green is going to take over that role. But anytime they get in sort of those spread looks and want to throw the football, then he'll be back in there.
Last year close to 50-50 in terms of carries, but this year more like 65-35, you would suspect. 3rd and 4. And Lee out on Tomlinson again, top of the screen. Sanchez this time straight over the middle, hits Holmes. Holmes covered by Barry Church, the safety, and it's a first down for the Jets in the final minute of the quarter.
Well, the difference so far has been the ability of Wayne Hunter to play better against DeMarcus Ware. He is on the outside, and that time a little different tack, kind of got a little hold of the outside of the shoulder pads, got away with it. But for Mark Sanchez, he understands how much he gets to throw the ball depends on how accurate he is. They want completions and runs. That's the formula.
Tomlinson, the running back. Here goes LT. Strange to call anybody else LT in New York, but
he deserves it.
Yeah, he does. Jenkins comes back in. That'll be the end of the quarter. The Cowboys scoring on the game's opening drive. On opening night for these two teams, 7-0 at the end of one. Sunday Night Football from the Meadowlands continues after these messages. Manhattan Times Square on this Sunday night. Tonight's aerial coverage is being brought to you by Geico. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya. At the Meadowlands, Billy Crystal for the Yankees out of town, so he's here, and LeBron James, who may be out for a while, is here as well, depending on the labor situation in the NBA. 2nd and 6 as we start the second quarter. Quick toss in front of Holmes, and he could feel the coverage that time from Skandrick. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Orlando Skandrick came up, and Mark Sanchez that time, I'm sure, didn't want to throw a lateral, but almost threw Holmes right into it.
Plaxico Burress, the former Giant, and then on a gun charge wound up going to jail for 20 months. Came out a few months ago, looked around, talked to the Giants, was going to go to San Francisco, and winds up as a Jet. 3rd down and 6. Burress has yet to catch a pass. Sanchez is 5 for 6, but all short stuff. This time he goes a little deeper And Burris is covered well on the play, and it's Jenkins back in the game with the good tight coverage.
Well, Jenkins makes a nice play, but Mark Sanchez blows this throw. You're not going to get Burris over the top of Jenkins. You got to throw this back shoulder and let him do his thing. He's 6'6". Let him go up and make the catch. It's the one thing that Sanchez is going to have to learn. You're not going to see Plaxico Burris wide open behind people. You have to let him go vertically.
T.J. Conley, the new punter, drops that one at the 2, and that's impressive. A little backspin on it, and it's down by Jamal Westerman at the 6-yard line. Since Rex Ryan took over 2 years ago, that pass defense, 2 seasons compositely, opponent completion percentage just over half, which is fabulous. Yards allowed, their tops. TDs, their second best. Opponent passer rating, second best. And there is Buddy Ryan, the longtime coach who was the Jets defensive coordinator back in Super Bowl III. Then the defense in Chicago with Mike Ditka in '85. Watching his twin sons tonight. Felix Jones, a gain of 1. Rex. And there's Rob and Dad. Rex would be the older twin by 5 minutes. Buddy is 80, battling cancer. He's going to have to undergo surgery very shortly after he goes back to his home in Kentucky. Always been a battler.
Boy, do those 2 boys love Papa, huh?
You bet.
That's all they wanted to talk about.
2nd and 9. From the 8. Romo. That didn't fool anybody. The play fake that came in and knocked him down at the 4-yard line. Bart Scott already with 1 sack, and that's on Calvin Pace as well, number 97 coming in.
Now working against the rookie, Tyron Smith, right here, who's also injured his knee this week during the course of practice. Calvin Pace hasn't been around very much for the beginning of the last 2 seasons. And Tony Romo is on the move. And here he is in another one of those dangerous situations. You can't lose to the Jets defense. Sometimes a punt is okay.
3rd and 13, and that's pretty much what they're saying when they give the ball the choice, just to give McBriar a little bit more breathing room at the back of the end zone. 4th and long.
And for the Cowboys, it's just so important tonight to stay on schedule. They're going to have to find a way to make it 2nd and 6 and 3rd and 2, because once you get to 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8, Rex starts to empty the bag at that point.
Jets should wind up with good field position after the McBriar kick. And this is the rookie Curley from just inside Jet territory, taking it to the 47-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. The Jets start on the plus side of the field, early 2nd. So Mark Sanchez will start this drive from the 46-yard line. In the last 2 postseasons, they haven't had a home game. Every playoff game has been on the road, all 6 of them. So he's 4-2 on the road. His passer rating, the highest by a quarterback in first 6 career road postseason games, and he beat Manning and Brady in consecutive games. Only the second guy to do that, McNair. Steve McNair did it back in 2002. So the 5th overall pick in the draft 2 years ago starts from the 46-yard line. Ware almost jumped offside again. Can't wait to get into the backfield. And Sanchez hit as he throws, and the pass is incomplete.
Well, DeMarcus Ware now going over against the better pass blocker here, one of the best pass blockers in the league, and gets around him immediately. DeMarcus Ware said that Brickashaw Ferguson's one of the few guys that matches up with me athletically. I'm going to have to try and trick him. He did indeed on that one with that inside move. This is a great matchup between these 2.
Sanchez telling us the other day, one of the things they really have to improve is their performance on first down. There are too many second and longs. Here's Tomlinson. Regular season for Sanchez, and again he starts as a rookie. Not bad, but more interceptions than touchdowns. Postseason, a completely different story. You know, I look at these two quarterbacks tonight. Sanchez is kind of like coming of age in his third year, they hope. Romo's in his 6th year as a starter. Can Romo go from here to elite status? I think is the story this year.
Yeah, they're sort of opposites, really, because Romo has all the regular season stats and not so much success in the playoffs. Just the opposite for Sanchez. Here comes a blitz for the Cowboys.
3rd and 8. Jailbreak. The blitz and the pass is incomplete. And it's a quick 3 and out. That was sensible coming up the middle to safety.
Yeah, they blitz right, left, and then duel up the middle here. Just one too many guys, but you can see Brandon Moore, the right guard, thinking it was coming from the outside, which it does not. And Sanchez can't hold it long enough for Santonio Holmes to turn around.
Dwayne Harris is back to receive the kick. Pulls for a fair catch and makes it at the 8-yard line. So again, the Cowboys will start from deep in their own territory. 11:44 to the half. 7-0 Cowboys. One of the stories coming into the game, how would the Dallas offensive line hold up? A revamped offensive line. I mean, Doug Free moves from right tackle to left tackle. Nagy's a rookie. Costa's made one start. Kozar's been there for a while. And then Smith is their #1 draft choice, so he's making his first start tonight. So 3 of the 5 have a composite 1 start prior to tonight. Hudson Houck, one of the best offensive line coaches in recent times, running game coordinator. He's got to meld them. They look good on the first drive. That's the only scoring in the game. It's 7-0. Romo on a roll to the right and then throws, and that is caught by Witten. So Witten, his favorite target, normally gets into the action, and we check in with Michelle.
Well, I spoke with Hudson Houck before the game, Al, and he said he had just talked to his offensive line, and he felt they were ready for this moment, that it wasn't too big for them. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I think I'm more nervous than they are. They're taking this very seriously, but they know what to do, and I feel great about them right now.
And they're not only inexperienced, but so young. You've got Smith, the right tackle, is the youngest player in the league, not even 21. And that time the Jets are able to penetrate that line as Scott makes the tackle on Felix Jones, and they turn the play into a 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12.
I'll tell you, Bart Scott pulls the trigger faster than any linebacker I watch on tape. When he sees it, he just rips inside here and beats everybody to the punch. It's not, you'll see that probably 3 times tonight. He reads offensive linemen as well as any linebacker in the game.
10th year in the league, used to play with the Ravens and came here when Rex Ryan got the job. 2nd and 13. Romo off the spot, but can't get away from the grasp of Calvin Pace.
I tell you, it's so tough when you're playing against this Jets defense to not drop your eyes as the quarterback. Tony now is having to scramble around, and you can tell that the clock in his head has been sped up. Here's the coverage down the field for Marty out there and John Phillips, no problem. But it is the pressure now that is starting to get home, and now another 3rd and 15 or 16.
Romo has been sacked 3 times in the first 20 minutes of the game. Play clock at 1. And Romo fires, and that pass is taken in, but well short of the first down by Jason Witten. So Witten makes 2 catches on this drive, but the punting unit has to come in again.
Well, Al, here's really the trick. You know that a bunch of them are coming, but which one of those guys? And this time they come off to Romo's right side. It's not hard to figure out that they're blitzing, but is it right? Is it left? Is it up the middle? And can your offensive linemen, with their inexperience, figure it out?
McBride, Pro Bowl punter. This is his 3rd kick of the night, and it's a beauty, deep and angled. Curley, the rookie out of TCU, gets spilled up at the 25-yard line by Danny McRae. 7-0 Cowboys. Biggest talent in America, you ask? Catch the America's Got Talent finale live Tuesday night and then Wednesday night right here on NBC. Radio City Music Hall. Ben Stiller is amongst this crowd of about 80,000 tonight. Jets have the ball at the 26-yard line. Sanchez started 5 for 5, and now he's 0 for his last 4. And right through the middle goes Sean Green. Meanwhile, Orlando Scandrick, the corner, went back to the locker room. They're checking him out, the ankle. Alan Ball comes in. Came in tonight again. Newman not playing. Jenkins got dinged before, but he's back in there.
Alan Ball was a safety last year. I mean, they are thin, but the one thing about it is they don't play the man coverage that the Jets do. So when they blitz, it's more of a zone look behind it typically.
They put Jenkins on the slot man this time. Send the safety Sensible to the outside on Keller. And Sanchez throws and had that one tipped at the line of scrimmage. Under pressure that time. Jeff Cumberland was the intended receiver, and Sanchez has a 3rd and long again, 3rd and 7.
Well, that time Sanchez had him. He just couldn't get the play out quickly enough. There was nobody playing on Cumberland on the outside, and then late Brady James gets out there in one of their few man coverages of this game, but he just couldn't say it fast enough. Anthony Spencer coming off the edge, and so far you have to say that Rob Ryan's defense is winning the battle.
I thought that was tipped. That was just a duck that he threw. Came out wobbly. 3rd down and 7. The ball is at the 29-yard line. Flushed out. Deep for Holmes and incomplete. Elam and Sensible had him bracketed on the play. And it's another 3 and out, and the Jets will be punting for the 4th time in the half.
Man, Wayne Hunter got spun completely around by DeMarcus Ware here. Watch 78. Going to come out. He's got his back to him. He's trying to block him with anything he can. Sanchez said, I'm out of here on this one. And they are winning that battle over there on that edge. Tough night so far for Wayne Hunter.
DJ Conley, new punter out of Idaho. And that's collected at the 31 by Dwayne Harris, with the Jets bearing down on him. He brings it back out to the 36. A little bit of field position this time for the Cowboys, leading the Jets 7-0 on this Sunday night. The Ryan twins. Rex, the head coach of the Jets, 5 minutes older. There they were growing up, and they grew up in a lot of places because Dad Buddy was all over the place, including Canada. And they played everything. They played football, they played hockey, and they played baseball, and they hit 3rd and 4th in the order in high school. Cowboys from the 37. And Romo throws, and that's caught, and Witten will pick up the 1st down. We bring that up only because last night Rob's telling us a story where he's hitting in front of Rex. He gets on base, and Rex says, hey, I'm missing a contact lens. Can I borrow your contact lens? So Rob takes his contact lens out. He gives it to Rex. He puts it in. He's blinking, blinking, blinking. And the next thing you know, he gets a home run off the best pitcher in their high school league.
And then he tried to give him the contact back, and Rob said, no, you just keep it.
Here's Jones to the 44-yard line. So the Cowboys, who have been dormant on offense since that first drive, starting to pick it up again here.
Well, the veteran Kyle Crozier, I always thought the best thing that he did was pull and get in front. Now he's pulling from the right side to the left, a little bit different. Stays with it. It wasn't an overwhelming block, but that little second effort got it done.
Dallas picking up the pace offensively here. 2nd down and 3 after the short huddle. And this time chugging ahead is Felix Jones, and number 1 pick back in 08, played at Arkansas and shared time there with Darren McFadden, now with Oakland.
Well, now a few new looks on the offensive side. Unbalanced over here, bringing the tackle Doug Free over, and now they're going to pull the left guard Bill Nagy across in front. So we're seeing a little bit of everything out of these two teams. They had a lot of time to prepare for this one.
And now you're going to see a little bit of DeMarco Murray, 3rd-round draft choice, rookie from Oklahoma, because Jones will get a break. He's on the sideline, and Murray is the back. And they send him out into the pattern, and the pass is caught by Austin. And Miles Austin has his first catch of the game, and another Dallas first down, covered by the safety or tackled by Eric Smith.
Well, you want to slow down the pass rush a little bit. That's the best way to do it. Romo back, hit that back foot a la Joe Montana, and just ripped it in there. Just a simple little go down, turn around, and this is what Miles Austin is so good at, just making the catch and getting it up the field. It looks like a running back from the waist down.
Bryant and Revis were shoving each other after the play. DeMarco Murray now on his first carry to the 28. The Cowboys have had in the past, they had a three-headed monster for a couple of years with Barber, Jones, and Tashard Choice. And now it's pretty much going to be Jones. They hope Murray can be the second guy and give Jones a break, and Choice playing very sparingly now.
Tell you, Murray, the one thing that you like about him is he gets downhill in a hurry, and here's the guys on the outside that's starting to get a little chippy. We just didn't like the fact that he gave up that one down the sideline.
2nd and 10. And Romo, and that's Austin, and he takes the ball away from Cromartie. They almost wound up with 4 hands on the ball. Austin with the catch, grabbing it away, and Tony says, way to go.
Straight bump and run, man-to-man across the board, and the Cowboys love this. They think that Miles Austin too big, too physical for Cromartie. He's going to win that sort of fist fight in there, and this is one impressive drive the Cowboys have been putting together. This is getting to be a little bit of a surprise, the Cowboys coming in here and putting on this show against this tremendous defense.
They said they were going to come out aggressively, and they certainly did on the opening drive. Romo was 11 of 13 for 150. And Tony's going to throw it into the corner of the end zone and incomplete, trying to get into the arms of Austin. It'll be 2nd down. Cromartie covering Miles. 2nd and 10.
No, that time Cromartie winning the battle. I always love running the fade route from the slot like this because you get so much more field to work with on the outside. This is one you hope your quarterback just gives you a chance. Really, Austin had a chance at that one. I'm surprised he didn't lay out.
Austin out now. 2nd and 10. Romo comes back the other way, and they didn't fool that defense as Jason Witten, who last year caught 94 passes, has made 7 Pro Bowls, and Witten, who didn't get into the action until this quarter, has now caught 4 for 35 yards.
But the Jets have done their job again, and they've had pretty good success tonight when they've been able to hold them to these 3rd and long situations. You're sitting there, it's one of those kind of games. The Jets aren't a high-scoring team. You don't want to turn it over. You probably have an automatic 3 here. Be cautious.
3rd and 10, he's got Austin in the slot. He's got Bryant outside to the right. And he goes that way, and the pass is incomplete. So we have Bryant cutting across the middle, and it's 4th down, and in comes the field goal group. And their new field goal kicker, Dan Bailey.
Well, here we go, and boy, Cromartie jumped that slant in a hurry, didn't he? He's off, but that's the power of knowing it's 3rd and 10. And really, Miles Austin looked like he thought he was going to be hot as soon as the ball was snapped. He just turned around, and Tony Romo wasn't on the same page.
Rookie from Oklahoma State, 34-yard attempt for Bailey. And there is his first NFL field goal with 3:16 to go in the opening half. Dallas now leading the Jets 10-0. You can check out NFL.com/auction, and you can bid on autographed jerseys and memorabilia from today's game and raise money for the 9/11 charities. NFL.com/auction. Grand Central Station in Manhattan. Across the river we come to MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey, built right next to Old Giant Stadium. The kickoff man is David Beeler, and he's going to send it 9 yards deep, and Cromartie's going to come out but not very far. Camardi with the longest player in the history of the league, 109-yard return of a field goal a few years back as a San Diego Chargers. Sunday Night Football brought to you by FedEx. We understand you need reliable shipping solutions. FedEx. By Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. And by Toyota. Manhattan, 70-degree night as the game started. 80,000 looking on at the home of the Jets and the Giants, who lost today to the Washington Redskins. Sanchez throws, and it's Holmes making the catch along the sideline. Ball with the coverage, first down, up at the 30-yard line.
Nice call by Brian Schottenheimer that time. I think everybody had the feeling in that drive coming out that Rex was going to tell him, listen, let's get back to our ground and pound. This passing thing's not working out so well. Sanchez just 5 for 11 for 31 yards before that pass. Come out bootleg and get off their own goal line.
Only 65 yards of offense for the Jets and 164 for Dallas. New York with only 4 first downs as the half winds down. And the inside handoff goes to Tomlinson. LT for a couple, stopped there by Ware.
I'll tell you, he's had a nice start to this game is Sean Lee. Sean Lee was not the starter a season ago. It was split between Brady James and Keith Brooking, and now Sean Lee is the guy. He is the permanent guy, and Brady James and Keith Brooking will rotate.
Another of the Penn State linebackers under Paterno, and the crowd didn't like the fact they couldn't get the play off before the 2-minute warning. Dallas 10 and the Jets nothing. Coming up, the Toyota halftime show. The Eagles with Mike Vick leading the way, winning in St. Louis. What a day for Cam Newton, even though Carolina lost. Big day against Arizona. Bob Costas has made his way back to 30 Rock on a very surprising opening Sunday, featuring that Ravens rout of the Steelers. 2 minutes to the half. Second down and 7. Jets from the 32. And over the middle. And it's a nice slip move made by Dustin Keller. And then the ball comes loose. But after he was down.
Well, I tell you, the Cowboys defense walking all around, giving Sanchez a lot of looks. But they came off that left side. And Sanchez read it beautifully. Threw it right into the blitz.
Line does its job this time, and the pass is caught out in the flat by LaDainian Tomlinson. And he is out of bounds at the 47-yard line to stop the clock with 90 seconds.
And I tell you, unless the Cowboys change that coverage, LT is going to wear out Sean Lee. There is almost no way that you're going to find any linebacker, and Lee is a very good coverage linebacker, but not on that guy.
Showing blitz. And backing off. Coming anyway from Sanchez's left. And down he goes at the 46-yard line. DeMarcus Ware with his second sack. And again, the sack leader in the league last year with 15.5. Off to a flying start in 11.
And DeMarcus Ware was standing up as a linebacker there. They have played him everywhere so far tonight. That time blitzing up the middle to get it.
So from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 7. This time only a 3-man rush. And Sanchez has the open man, and that's Keller. Keller got free, spun out by Sensabaugh. So an 8-man coverage, and still Keller able to sprint free across the middle and then over to the right side for a first down.
Watch out here. Allen Ball is going to play man coverage on the outside, and nobody takes the slot receiver. That's just a broken coverage there. A little shoulder fake from Sanchez and delivered a strike.
First down at the 36. Jets have all their timeouts. Under a minute to go. Pressure again. Sanchez avoids the sack. Gets it to Tomlinson. Inside the 20, inside the 10, and a run out by Sensabaugh to save the touchdown. So Sanchez came within a nanosecond of getting sacked. Barry Church blitzing up the middle. It's a 32-yard gain.
LT is going to come across the formation here, and Sanchez really sells this thing. Looks like escapes. That is a great play by Mark Sanchez. He held that as long as possible, and LT now is starting to take over.
And Ryan's going to ask for a timeout here. He's going to ask for a timeout at the Dallas 4 with 48 seconds left in the half. First and goal. Bit of an ageless wonder, LaDainian Tomlinson, 11 years in the league, second with the Jets. 55 yards of offense he's accounted for, caught 3 for 46 yards. Sean Green, the running back in this set. First and goal from the 4.
Watch out for Plaxico Burress now. They got him for his size in the red zone.
Instead, he goes the other way for Mason, the longtime Titan and Raven. Derek Mason, oldest receiver in the league, 15th year in the league. First time they've called his number tonight, incomplete.
Derek Mason just got the one-on-one coverage, so Sanchez took that one, looking for the back shoulder, and something happened to Derek Mason. It's like his feet got tangled and he just couldn't jump. That should have been a routine touchdown. Sanchez can't believe it. That was a perfect throw.
Green behind a fullback in this set on second down and goal. And the pass caught for a touchdown by Keller.
Patience of Dustin Keller on this one. He is going to block. John Connor's going to come out in the flat. Linebackers react to him. He sneaks in the back of the end zone. That was some drive by Mark Sanchez right there. It's what drives you crazy sometimes is he has the ability to put together drives like that. They just don't happen all the time.
Fought for the extra point. So he had not called Keller's number once prior to this drive. Then Sanchez goes to him 3 times, 87 yards and 241. It's a 3-point game. 37 seconds remaining in the opening half. Sanchez getting the Jets right back into the thick of it after they were down 10-0. 3-point game, Cowboys to get the ball, and the Cowboys have 2 timeouts.
That's what your captain's supposed to do, right? They named him captain, and he delivered on a drive that they really needed, and all of a sudden the momentum of this game has shifted.
And the Jets will get the ball when we start the second half. Foltz pick with back McCann up, and he will take a knee in the end zone. See what Romo does from the 20-yard line if he tries to get the Cowboys into field position in the waning moments. Quarterback comparison, each with a touchdown tonight.
Romo just came out so hot with that initial drive, and I think that last number there is significant, the 0 interceptions, and no surprise here that they're going to take a knee and be quite satisfied leading at the half 10-7.
Maybe they didn't want a repeat of history. You recall last year on opening night in Washington, they ran a botched screen at the end of the half. The Redskins scored, and the game ended on an offensive holding call against Alex Barron, wiping out what would have been a game-winning touchdown. And the Cowboys went downhill from there to a 1-7 mark. But there is Jason Garrett, who was 5-3, and Michelle DeFoya keeping right up with him.
It's a good first half.
Very good first half.
I would say that Buddy would be pleased. A lot of defense, just enough offense. Good start. Can't wait for the second half.
10-7, Dallas at the break. Toyota halftime show next. Yes, Frank. The tribute in light to the right, as you can see the construction of the new Freedom Tower to the left, lighted tonight, and the beams skyward where the World Trade Center would have been. And that shot from across the river in Bayonne, New Jersey. And back we come now to the MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Tight first half. Dallas on top by a score of 10-7. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, and Michelle Tafoya. Sunday Night Football.
Don't you wish they could leave those lights up all the time? I mean, it really does just give you chills almost to look at it.
Yeah, we saw it last night from across the Hudson. Poignant. Very poignant. Halftime ceremony here as well on this night of September 11th, 2011. Cowboys to kick off now, second half. David Beeler will send that to the back of the end zone. Cromartie will down it there, and we check in with Michelle again.
Al, I talked to Rex Ryan at halftime. He said the Dallas defense did such a good job throwing so many different looks at them that it took them time to find their groove on offense. He thinks they've now found it, and they'll continue to build on that. As for the Cowboys, big story coming in, their offensive line. Jason Garrett told me, they had some negative plays. He's going to continue to give them help. Also, they're thin in the secondary, and Orlando Scandrick is now done for the night. He has a sprained right ankle, Al.
Boy, that is a big loss, Michelle. And that offensive line started out doing the job the first time around. Meanwhile, you've got Alan Ball now, who'll have to play the rest of the way at the left corner. And the Jets start from the 20-yard line and on the ground. And defense with Lee right there to take care of Sean Green in the backfield, loss of 2.
I tell you, nice job by Sean Lee, just being patient that time. It looked like it was going to go off to his left and instead bounces back. A lot of young players here end up chasing this play over the top and getting burned. Not Lee. He made a nice play, and Jason Hatcher there as well. I tell you, I've been impressed. I didn't know how it would go with Lee because I really thought the Jets would come out and try and pound it right at him, but he's answered.
Second and 12.
Margaret.
Referee is Alberto Riveron.
Encroachment, number 97. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Jason Hatcher. First half numbers, and the Jets with that drive at the end to make it a lot closer than it was, 87 yards. Big time of possession advantage for the Dallas Cowboys, and neither teams were able to run the ball with any effectiveness tonight. Second and 7. Sanchez has time, and then the catch is made by the 37-year-old Derek Mason, who falls down after he makes the catch and is a little short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1 from New York.
Well, we've got the matchup we kind of thought we might see coming in, and that's Ferguson out there blocking on DeMarcus Ware. Pretty even battle on that one. And for me, one of the stories of this first half was all the different ways they used DeMarcus Ware. He is lined up all over the place in the first half.
They go 4 wide on 3rd and a short 2. And the pass to the outside, and it was too long of a 2 for him. They get 1. Mason gets blanketed by Ball. And on 3rd down and short, they go to 4th down and 1.
Well, I think they thought they were going to get a man coverage. Instead, Alan Ball just sits out here in the zone, and Mason runs right into him. Nowhere for him to go. You would like to think that Derek Mason would get up past that first down marker, but really it would have been tough to do because Ball never left his spot.
Yeah, Rob Ryan bringing out a lot of tricks. Playing zone right there, as you say. Fair catch called for, 25-yard line by Harris after the boot by Conley. The Cowboys have the ball for the first time in the second half. Up by 3.
In the Ryan Bowl, you would expect a lot of defense, and we certainly have seen it. Rex has fired his blitzes, and Rob has gotten his as well. And they are all pretty exotic looks. Blitzing the 2 backers, dropping the nose tackle back. Ends up with a sack on that one. And then brother Rob returns the favor with a few twists and stunts and a safety blitz out of the middle to make Sanchez throw it away.
Now the Cowboys, who scored a touchdown on the game's opening drive, and Dez Bryant looked like he was going to have an unstoppable night with 3 catches, including a touchdown, and they haven't gone back to him to that point. And here's Jones on the backside, and he gets taken down by Brian Thomas.
Well, what a play that was by Brian Thomas. You get a great open field runner out there in space, and you let him get past you, and he's got blockers in front. You'll see Thomas right off the left-hand side of your screen there. He drops back into coverage, and now here we go. Gets off the block and makes the play. That is pretty darn impressive right there.
Meanwhile, Bryant is back on the bench, came off, and they're working on his leg on the sideline. Jones around the right side, and he gets upended by Revis. Revis stopping him at the 30-yard line after a short gain. So Bryant, remember, Bryant had those 3 catches, and then he tweaked his leg. Now there he is back on the Cowboy bench.
Well, you just wonder, and
he's going to the locker room.
This is not a good sign, because he was the one matchup that the Jets were struggling with, and really since that one catch, he hasn't been a factor. Visited Revis Island.
Had an ankle injury at the end of last year, costing the final month of the season. 3rd down and 6. Number 31. They pick up the blitz, and the pass is caught by Ogletree, who would be their number 3 receiver, and now in the absence of Bryant, at least for the moment, would be number 2. First down, Dallas.
You know, it was interesting talking to Darrelle Revis. He says, sometimes I get bored. Maybe he saw Ogletree out here who makes a nice move on him to pick up that first down. That's what you really need, your 3rd receiver. And there was a lot of consternation about who the 3rd receiver was going to be. Would he be worthy? Could he make plays? And that was a big one.
Report from the bench is that Bryant is cramping. For the moment back in the locker room, the ball is given to Jones, trying to get around the left side, and he's able to turn what would have been no gain to a gain of about 4 as he gets by Brian Thomas. 2nd down.
Good play that time by Felix Jones, who he's a guy that typically his carries, the first 10 or so, the numbers are generally really good. It's after that that they really dramatically begin to fall off, and the question mark on him was going to be, you know, Marion Barber was always the closer for this team in the 4th quarter and grounded out a little bit. Could Felix Jones assume that role?
There's your evidence, Your Honor. 2nd down and 4. And they're going to give it to Ogletree, coming around on a reverse, and that will net a first down before Revis knocks him out of bounds at midfield.
I tell you what, Tony Romo is a clever guy. He did not want to take a shot, obviously, but he got the block. After he hands this ball off, he goes out in front, and then just as the defender was about to make a play on this reverse, watch Romo. Just cut right in front there. Very clever, nicely done, and got him the edge.
Pick and roll. Took Marcus Dixon out of the play. From the 49. And now Revis has gone to the Jets bench. And the ball is caught here by DeMarco Murray, and the rookie picks up 13 yards to the 36-yard line, and another Dallas first down.
Well, they're trying to get a jam over there on the tight end, and by doing that, they're being so physical with John Phillips trying to get off the ball. It's taken Brian Thomas down the field just enough for Romo to sneak that screen in there. It's a great way to slow down the blitz that Rex Ryan will hit on you.
Kyle Wilson is in the game in place of Revis, who's still on the Jets sideline. And the handoff here goes to Murray, 3rd round pick out of Oklahoma. Had a hamstring pull in preseason, limiting his action there at 65 touchdowns in his career in Norman, and they work on Revis. So you got Bryant on one side cramping back in the Cowboy locker room, and Revis on the Jets bench here.
You know, the first game of the season, even though it's at night and it's not hot, sometimes you end up with issues just because you're not used to playing 4 quarters.
Play action. Romo steps away, buys time, trying to get it to Austin. There's a fight for the ball. Miles has it for the touchdown. Austin and Cromartie. And Miles comes away with a touchdown.
I tell you what, Miles Austin took this ball away from him. Cromartie makes this catch, beats him off the line of scrimmage, and then slows a little bit. And it really looked to me like Cromartie sort of had an initial, but remember, simultaneous possession goes to the offense, but more than that, it was the way that Austin ripped it away from him at the end that I think ultimately made the official stick his hands in the air.
What a play.
And Cromartie took that left hand off of it. It just gave Austin enough space to yank it out, and really the officials were slow to make that call. When he yanked it out of there, they stuck their hands up.
Bailey for the extra point. Tie goes to the runner. 17-7 Dallas. Every scoring play gets reviewed, so obviously it gets confirmed. Simultaneous possession, as Chris says, it goes to the offensive player. So if you both have it, if you have forearms, hands, or whatever on the football, the tie goes to the offensive player. So it's a touchdown. It's a 10-point lead. And Bueller will kick this one about 8 yards deep. And this is Joe McKnight with great speed coming out to the 21-yard line. 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Opening Sunday night game of the season. 17-7 Cowboys. From New York, we go to Atlanta, America's Game of the Week on Sunday Night Football next week. Michael Vick and the Eagles go to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. It all starts with football night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Now the Jets at the 20-yard line. Sanchez buys time, guns it over the middle, and wide open to make the catch for a big game is Jeff Cumberland, who would be the number 3 tight end on the depth chart. Free over the middle, big gain, first down.
And kind of an unusual set, getting a big tight end coming across the field. He was flanked out wide, but this guy can run. He's just one of those physical presence. And I tell you, up front, that was about as solid a protection as he's had so far. First down throws, the Cowboys really have not gotten the same kind of pressure. It's an opportunity for a quarterback to take advantage.
Cumberland's second career catch, had one at the end of last season. Jenkins is out of the game now in the secondary, and they give the ball to Sean Green to the 44-yard line. Neither team able to establish a running attack. So you've got Skandrick out. You've got Jenkins out right now. Brian McCann comes into the corner. There is Jenkins, who's been out of the game on a couple of occasions tonight.
You're seeing what the Jets are doing here now. They're flexing out their tight end and putting him in motion to get Spencer away from the line of scrimmage. He's such a good run stuffer, and then they run back inside where he would be.
They empty the backfield. Tomlinson sets up in the slot. On 2nd and 6, it's another first down. He goes to Keller. So Keller caught those 3 balls on that one drive at the end of the half, the 87-yard drive. 4th catch of the night for Dustin for 42 yards.
Well, once again, here's the same strategy, only this time they throw it at him. Anthony Spencer walked out. Dustin Keller just goes up and turns around. I think I've seen more empty backfield and spread formations out of the Jets tonight than I saw all of last year.
Jets 34 plays tonight, only 10 runs, 24 passes. Sanchez into double coverage intended for Plaxico Burress. Pressure put on by Ware in the backfield that time.
Yeah, and Ware has been lining up all over the place, especially in the first half. He started over against Wayne Hunter and had good success there. Came back against the Brickashaw, had success there, and then lined up in the middle and had success there. So Mark Sanchez, if he thinks he's seeing triple, he is.
Ware in rushing the passer, 2 sacks tonight. Chris, you mentioned the empty backfield for the Jets. How rare is it? Last year, they emptied the backfield on 2% of their plays. 2. Jenkins is back in the game. Blitz coming on 2nd and 10. And the catch is made at the 28-yard line by Santonio Holmes.
That time, in a rarity, you saw DeMarcus Ware drop back in coverage, and I asked him, I said, does that drive you crazy? It's taking away sack opportunities. He said, no, I learned I can cover a tight end, and honestly, it kind of gives me a little bit of a rest, so he didn't mind so much.
3rd and 4 with 5:40 to go in the third. Tomlinson, and you saw Tomlinson shifting from right to left, and LaDainian with another big 3rd down play tonight. 1st down, New York.
Well, there you go. That time, Jason Hatcher is going to try and cover LT. You talk about some different kind of looks. He's going to come right in here. A defensive lineman is going to try and get out in the flat and cover LaDainian Tomlinson, and that one's not going to work. Good job by Sanchez figuring it out and getting it to the right guy.
From the 20 on 1st down, Green. Sean Green taking it to the 16-yard line. So Green's going to be the feature back. He's going to be the main guy, but LT is still going to have a big role. Tomlinson with 3 carries tonight for 9 yards, but in the air, 53 yards on those 4 catches.
Yeah, and I think this is working out pretty well for the Jets. You know, Sean Green can be kind of that ground and pound guy inside, but it's leaving LT really fresh for those key 3rd down conversions, and that's been significant so far.
2nd and 6, Sanchez for Keller. Keller that time covered by Keith Brooking, the veteran linebacker, now in his 14th season. 3rd and 6.
Well, that time they tried to go 3 tight ends to the left and throw the backside slant, but somebody got right underneath the throwing lanes there, and Sanchez had to pull it back down and then just tried to flip it out there. Probably lucky that one didn't get picked off by Keith Brooking.
So Rob Ryan comes out about 15 yards onto the field. The officials have to wave him back to the sideline to make his defensive pull. 3rd and 6. Sanchez to the end zone and too high. Bought time. Chased by Anthony Spencer. 4th down, and they'll try to tack on 3.
Tell you, Anthony Spencer, I think that time saved the Cowboys because it looked like the Cowboys were struggling in the secondary. Derek Mason ended up running right down the middle of the field, and Sanchez looked at him, but because Spencer was right there, he had to scramble out. May have even saved a touchdown on that one.
34-yard attempt for the former Cowboy, Nick Folk. And with Mark Brunell holding, Folk's kick is good to make it a 1-possession game again. 4 minutes left. 3rd quarter, 17-10. Dallas. Sunday Night Football brought to you by Wendy's. You know when it's real. By Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some buds. By Audi, truth in engineering. And by Sprint, all football, no limits, only from Sprint. Last night, Don Bosco, the #1 high school team in the country, beat Mission Viejo of California 35-7. Nick Sanchez, Mark's dad, because Mark went to Mission Viejo. His dad a firefighter for many years in Southern California, looking on and here tonight watching his son in a 7-point game as DeMarco Murray, the rookie, comes back out of the end zone, but not very far. Taken down at the 11-yard line. Des Bryant was cramping. He comes back. Revis was cramping. He'll be back when we come back. New football season and a new television season. The premiere of Up All Night coming your way this Wednesday, right after the America's Got Talent live finale. 10 o'clock Eastern and Pacific, 9 Central and Mountain, right here on NBC. From the 11-yard line, Tony Romo on a roll. Looking, he's going to run with the ball. and takes it out to the 19, and we check in with Michelle.
Well, Al, you mentioned Darrelle Revis was cramping. He went to the locker room. He's back on the field. Des Bryant, same thing, cramping, but back on the field. Now, Bryant, we are told, did get an IV while he was in the locker room, but the Jets will not say if Revis did or did not, Al.
All right, they're both back now. Thank you, Michelle. And Bryant with that great first series with the 3 catches. Dallas's first touchdown. He's at the bottom of the screen. You can see how tight Revis plays him. Almost nose to nose. And second and short. Catch made, and that's a broken tackle and a first down. John Phillips backs up Witten. Bart Scott couldn't tackle him. Phillips breaks away. Phillips at 6'2" and 225, another Oklahoma State guy.
Boy, and those are the kind of plays that win games right there. Bart Scott's got John Phillips dead to rights here, one of the best tacklers in the game, and just slides off. And that's a big first down. That one coming off your own 10-yard line to give you a little breathing room, pretty significant.
I think I said he's Oklahoma State. It's a long way from UVA. Let me correct that. Sorry, Charlottesville. To the 25-yard line on first down. The swing pass caught out in the flat. And this is Jones breaking a tackle, and Jones is up to the 45-yard line.
Well, Darrelle Revis and Des Bryant have been going at it pretty good. They're both cramping, I think in part because of the fist fight that's been happening on the field all night. 2 top players, both very physical. You can tell Bryant, he wants to get off and push a little bit and shove, and then when the blocking was happening, it got really physical.
From the 44-yard line, Aloha. And that pass, because of the pressure put on by the linebacker Pace. Romo throwing it incomplete, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, and Tony's saying, come on, man. Got to help me out there a little bit. Here's Antonio Cromartie now on the sideline, and really the 2 balls that he was battling for in the end zone are the difference in this game right now.
So Cromartie is out. Revis was cramping. He's back in. Wilson, who replaced Revis when Revis was out for a few plays, is now in place of Cromartie. Second and 10. And it's a gain out to the 47-yard line for Jones, making it third down and 7 with a minute and a half to go. Third quarter.
Impressive drive now by the Cowboys, and here comes Des Bryant back in the game. Cromartie back in as well. Everybody playing hurt right now. Buddy Ryan football with these 2 boys going at it.
Crowd comes to its feet on 3rd and 7. Is behind Bryant. No good. 4th down. Strickland with the coverage, and Dallas to punt.
It's a nice job here by Tyron Smith. Darrelle Revis is going to come on the blitz. Smith picks it up, and Tony Romo threw it right into the spot, which is a great plan. Just didn't quite pick it up. But Tyron Smith that time, nice effort and seeing it for a rookie.
Matt McBriar kicking. Sky-high kick. The rookie Curley makes the fair catch at the 11-yard line with 49 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Rex Ryan talking about ground and pound the last 2 years, 160 yards per game. 4th fewest allowed, and that's the best differential in the league. But look at tonight. Tonight, a whole different story. Tonight, 28%. And the run-pass ratio, of course, is the lowest of any game under Ryan. Tonight, the Jets with 40 plays, 11 rushes, 29 passes from the 10 on first down. That's play action, and that's the first catch by Plaxico Burress, who's been away from football for almost 3 years, in prison for 20 months, and Plaxico Burress makes his first reception as a Jet.
Yeah, and now you take advantage of this big body going across the middle, throw it up, hit him in the chest, but once again, it's the first down pass. It's when Rob is anticipating run on first down that the play action is allowing these receivers to get open down the field.
Sanchez now over 200 yards, 18 of 28. The middle again, and it's picked off, intercepted by Lee. And Lee inside the 20, inside the 10, and Lee gets to the pylon, touchdown. Sanchez working the middle. He worked it with Burress. He works it again. He's been working it with Keller. And this time Lee sniffs it out. And of course, they'll review whether or not he got in upstairs. 38-yard return.
Sean Lee right here is going to follow the tight end, but then free up in the zone underneath. Sanchez never sees him. And what a run by Sean Lee, who is having a real breakout game tonight in his first start. What a difference maker.
Now all scoring plays get reviewed. They'll take a look at that, and it looks like he's out of bounds before he gets to the pylon. It's where the ball is just before his foot touches the chalk. At worst, they'll have the ball inside the 1-yard line.
Yeah, kind of hard to tell from that angle whether or not his foot was definitely out of bounds, but where was the ball? Did it break the first bit of that white line in the end zone? And where's the ball? Hard to tell from there.
It's hard to tell, but I don't think he gets in. If you see where his foot is, you see where his body is. I'm guessing it's the half-yard line. Riveron will take a look. Remember, it's ruled a touchdown on the field. He has to see evidence to the contrary. Where's the ball?
There. Where is it there?
Yeah.
Is there enough to overturn it? That's
the question.
Yeah.
As we say, at worst, it'll be first down and goal. That's to Brickashaw. Ferguson, the tackle, gets all the way back down the field. Sean Lee had 2 interceptions last year, and they both came in the same game. And who did he pick on to pick off? Peyton Manning, twice.
He did. Yes, he did. And I don't remember, did he return one of those for a touchdown?
Yep, he did.
He did, yeah. He's a pretty good running back after he gets his hands on the ball. That was some wiggle at the end of that one. He has really made a difference in this game. His speed, his athleticism, they've been moving him, slanting him around, and that time he finally got Sanchez. There you go, Rob Ryan. He did some numbers last year when he was coaching in Cleveland. He got Brady and he got Drew Brees back-to-back weeks.
That smile on Garrett's face. Alberto Riveron.
During the run back, the player steps out at the 1-yard line. Therefore, it is not a touchdown. The ball will be placed just inside the 1-yard line. That was the end of the third quarter. Dallas will have the ball.
They go to the other end of the field after 3 and 17 to 10 Dallas, and Sunday Night Football resumes after these messages.
There's one.
Looking at the Statue of Liberty aerial coverage tonight, brought to you by Geico. Fourth quarter. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. And after a touchdown was denied, it's still going to be first down and goal with Felix Jones, the back, and Josh Brent, the fullback, the defensive lineman, and Romo throw it away. So inside the 1, he looks for Witten, and then realizes that Witten is covered and throws it out of the end zone. Second and goal.
Yeah, good call on first down. And once again, Tony Romo making a lot of great decisions here tonight. It's not there. It's first down. Take your time. Live for another play here. You're on the 1-yard line. his lack of mistakes tonight, big mistakes, really the difference.
Now they put Phillips in at fullback. On a toss for Jones, he's in there. So the Cowboys, who almost had that touchdown on the lead play, and one rule change this year we should point out, in the old days that would have been a challengeable play, but they've taken that away. All scoring plays are reviewed. It's 1st and goal, and they score on 2nd down and goal.
Watch the reach here by the new rookie, Bill Nagy. That's a tough block. Got all the way to the outside, was able to do it by himself, led to the walk-in.
12 carries, 34 yards for Jones tonight. Bailey for the point after. 10 seconds into the 4th quarter. The interception by Lee takes it to the 1. Dallas into the end zone, up by 14. Sunday Night Football being brought to you by DirecTV. The season NFL Sunday ticket is included when you switch. By Nissan, innovation for today, innovation for tomorrow, innovation for all. By Windows 7 and by Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach. That shot being taken from Hoboken, Puree, home of Frank Sinatra. Looking across the Hudson into Manhattan. Start spreading the news.
Yeah, baby. New York City smiling back at everybody tonight.
Beaver's kick is going to be run back from the 6-yard line by Cromartie, and that's great special teams coverage. Jody Camillus' special teams. Danny McRae, number 40, making the tackle. So the Jets will start deep in their own territory, down by 14 points.
I think part of the discussion tomorrow is going to be, yes, it's great that the Jets are trying to open it up and give Sanchez a chance, and that last piece of the puzzle, the dreaded phrase that you hear so many times, but have they lost a bit of their identity? Have they lost a little bit of the ground and pound that has taken them to back-to-back championship games?
Interesting to see what they do next week. They stay home. They meet Jacksonville here next Sunday, and then they go on the road for 3 in a row. The ground and pound here, but getting ground up is Green. Losing his helmet, runs right into Kenyon Coleman, one of the guys that Ryan brought over from Cleveland. Played with the Browns there last year along with Rob.
And Wayne Hunter gets beat again, this time by Coleman. Here we go, right here. Just throws him out of the way and lights up Sean Green. That is not a good feeling as a running back when you come in there and see 2 9s that size.
2nd and 11. Jets spread it out. Empty backfield, find Holmes over the middle. And Holmes out past the 40, gets taken down finally at the 42-yard line. Abram Elam makes the tackle, but not after a gain of 28 yards, and Jenkins is down again.
Try to get cute on that one. Here you go. You got everybody inside, including your nose tackle, Jay Ratliff. They come and there's nobody left open. Pretty nice job on the outside. Looked like a little rub to get away from. Oh boy, there you go. Plexico Burris peels back, and Mike Jenkins takes the full brunt of it.
Jenkins on the injury list coming into the game. Terrence Newman out. Mix and match in that defensive backfield. It's Mike Jenkins, a live shot. He was down for about a minute and a half, making his way back to the locker room, taking another shot that time. Second one he's taken in the game. Shot to the head in addition to the upper body, so he is out. Brian McCann now plays the corner, and it's 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. And that's caught by Mason. And the 37-year-old wide out to the Dallas 45 to move the chains. Jets are going to go no huddle here with over 13 minutes to play, picking up the pace. Cowboys just trying to find some healthy people to stay in the secondary from the 44. Set up the screen. Tomlinson and Ladanian picks up enough for a first down. Out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, right now the Cowboys and Rob Ryan have some real issues in the secondary. They're without their top 3 corners now, Terrence Newman, Mike Jenkins, and Orlando Scandrick. So the more that these Jets receivers can get isolated, and we're already starting to see a little confusion back there. It was directly related to that long catch and run by Santonio Holmes.
Sanchez all too happy to pick on the wound, but he's got to mix in a couple of runs as well, and it's an inside gift to Tomlinson. To the 27 goes Ladanian.
And one of the things that happens now when you get a lot of inexperience in the secondary, the Jets rightly now go to the no huddle to try and take advantage of it. These calls get tougher and tougher as guys are playing positions that maybe they're not used to.
2nd and 3. Sanchez, and that's batted away at the last second, intended for Burris, and Brian McCann comes in and knocks it away. 3rd and 3.
Well, this is a little rust on the part of Plexico Burris. This should have been a routine catch, but he sits and waits on it instead of coming back to the football and allows McCann to come get it. You got to go aggressively back to the football on that one. He tried to float his way in there.
3rd and 3 now from the 26-yard line. Four-man rush. 7 back. Burris. Is he inbounds? Yes. Touchdown.
We talked about it in the first half. Mark Sanchez did not give him a back shoulder throw. This time perfectly thrown by Sanchez. And the Jets now attacking these young corners and just flew down the field on that drive.
Again, it's being reviewed upstairs, as is the new custom, just to make sure that he scores. So you don't have to challenge a scoring play. McCann knocked down the pass before that. And Riveron is calling for an official's timeout, so he wants to go over and have a look to see if Burris got in. Riveron ready to make the call, either a touchdown or 1st and goal.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. The runner catches the ball and goes in the end zone. Touchdown.
Took Sanchez a long time to hook up with Burris tonight, but now 2 catches, 1 for 18, 1 for 26, and a touchdown to make it a 1-possession game again, with Nick Folk to kick it and Mark Brunell to back up to Sanchez to hold it.
How good does that have to feel for Plexico Burris after 21 months in prison?
It's a long way from behind bars. Plexico Burris with the Giants. Work on Bryant.
For almost the entirety of that drive, Al, we have seen confusion on the part of the Cowboys. Late move here. Is Sean Lee's going to try and come over in coverage, and he's on Santonio Holmes, and you can see Sensabaugh. They're just unsettled. They have been almost throughout that entire drive, and anytime, it's one thing to lose a guy, another maybe 2 guys, but when you start dropping all of your top corners, you've got guys that are used to playing maybe the nickel or dime corner or safety, and the calls that they have to make, especially against that hurry-up offense, just begins to overwhelm them.
And Burris and Holmes and Keller and Tomlinson. With Burris was actually going to go out to San Francisco and talk to the 49ers. He had been in Pittsburgh. He's flying to San Francisco. He lands in L.A. to make a connecting flight to San Jose. He has a boarding pass to San Jose. He gets a call from the Jets. It's Ryan who says, "I want you." He said, "Okay, I got to go to San Francisco." No, you're not going to San Francisco. Get a room at an airport hotel, and we've got you on a 6 o'clock flight to New York tomorrow. You're not going to San Jose, whether you know the way or not. DeMarco Murray was down at the end zone.
Well, for Antonio Cromartie, some of these plays are really the difference. Des Bryant got him early on for that jump ball, but this really the play of the game so far. Miles Austin is just going to outfight him for this football. It's like simultaneous possession, and then on the sideline they're trying to tell Cromartie, Dennis Thurman is, to go up and turn your hands over. You would have had the interception, but by trying to catch it underhanded, you gave up the touchdown.
Thurman would know. He's pretty good in his day.
Yes, sir.
From the 20-yard line. Cowboys by 7. Romo finds the open man on the outside, and that's Witten who gets free. So his security blanket picks up 11. First down, Dallas.
Now David Harris, who is just a huge linebacker, comes in, and you wonder, can your back pick up some of these blitzing linebackers? Felix Jones has answered that call today, certainly, and that gave Romo enough time to sit back and scramble around. Tyron Smith on the outside. He is more than holding his own tonight after spraining his knee in the middle of the week.
Witten has now caught 5. And that time they run Jones in behind the fullback for a short gain.
Now, Muhammad Wilkerson there, the rookie, who is really the only new face on this defense, comes off the block, and they say that is one of the things that he does best. He has such long arms, really hard to contain him. He has the ability to kind of reach around you. Will Nagy that time was unable to get him.
Wilkerson got into a fight with Brandon Jacobs and was fined $10,000 preseason game against the Giants.
But he really won the battle because Jacobs got a $20,000 fine.
Prior offender. 2nd and 8. And Romo over the middle, and that's Witten making the catch. One man to beat inside the 10. Only Leonard can stop him, and he knocks him out of bounds just short of the 3-yard line. Over the top of Eric Smith, Romo finding his man, and that's Witten, and Jerry Jones exults.
Well, you're not going to be able to get Eric Smith on Jason Witten and make this coverage. Great job by Romo, seeing that he's running underneath the coverage, put the touch pass up over the top, and it was Tyron Smith's block on the outside working against Calvin Pace. Rock solid. That route took a little bit more time. Romo able to hold it. Give credit to the youngster.
Felix Jones is the running back, and Romo is going to take a timeout before a 1st and goal. Timeout, exactly 10 minutes left in regulation. Cowboys by 7.
This is Sunday night.
And Sunday night with Witten, 6 catches tonight, over 100 yards. That's the 2nd longest reception of his career. He's been so durable, picked in the 3rd round out of Tennessee back in 03. Regular Pro Bowl visitor, and having a great opening night tonight. From the 3 after a Dallas timeout.
Unbalanced line to the right.
And even more leverage now to that side, and Jones will go to that side, and Jones gets stopped at the 1-yard line. So unbalanced to the right, move the fullback over there as well, and set up a 2nd and goal from the 1.
I'll tell you, this drive is significant for a lot of reasons, not the least of which Rob Ryan has had a lot of time to coach him up over on the sideline. There was so much confusion that last drive. But as this clock continues to run, he has been with every group over there, the linebackers, the defensive line, the secondary. We'll see what makes a difference.
Ball inside the 2-yard line, 2nd down and goal. Bryant matched up with Rivas at the bottom. The other way, and that one is incomplete. Cromartie almost picked it off. Intended for Austin, to get spun around.
If that throw had been about a foot inside, might have been 6 points the other way. Cromartie at the top of your screen saw that back shoulder coming. He never really got caught up with the receiver, and that one was close. And that guy runs about a 4.2, whatever. Romo wasn't going to catch him.
He was gone. 3rd and goal.
There's the matchup at the top. You've got Revis and Des Bryant.
Romo coming back. He's going to pack it in, and he can only get to the one, and the ball is loose, and the Jets think they have it. So Romo diving at the 1-yard line. Who has the ball at the bottom of the pile? It's either going to be 4th and goal or Jets ball. Jets.
Let's see, was any knee, elbow, anything down? Oh boy, that's pretty close right there.
Mike DeVito hit him. Sione Boova
down there, but the ball's flying out.
Boova comes up with the football.
It'll be tough to overturn it from what we've seen so far.
Left knee down. Where's the ball?
The ball's out at that point. I'll tell you, you have to give a lot of credit to Darrelle Revis on that one. He stuffed Des Bryant and made Romo pull it down.
Now Green will give him some breathing room as he takes it out to the 9-yard line.
Darrelle Revis on the outside, and you saw Romo look to throw this jump ball, but Revis jammed him. He had nowhere to go. That led to the scramble. That led to the fumble. Yep, it's a good call by the officials.
Good call and a good non-challenge by Garrett. He would have lost it. 2nd down and 4 now at 8.5 remaining in the 4th. Lee creeps up to the line. They burst through, and Burris makes the catch over the middle. And Plaxico is out to the 35-yard line. Ratliff came in and hit Sanchez as he got it off, but Burris gets free over the middle for 26.
Blitz first led to man coverage in the secondary. Here they go. You get the free runner, you get the big shot. It's Sanchez hanging in there, and because of the blitz, Plaxico Burris, who's starting to take over this game, got the single coverage.
Burris now with 3 catches for 70 yards. On 1st down, and that pass isn't too far in front of him. And I'll tell you one thing about this situation right here, the fact that the Jets are only down by 1 possession. You can thank Jim Leonard, who raced down the field and made that tackle on Jason Witten after Witten had beaten Smith and knocked him out of bounds before he could get to the end zone.
I'll tell you the other thing we're just seeing now, Mike Jenkins walking back out here on the field, and he looks like he's a wreck, but he may try and give it one more go.
2nd and 10. Give it to Tomlinson. Inside handoff. Crowd not thrilled with that call. Ratliff makes the tackle, and a very big 3rd and 10 coming here. Now Jenkins back on the bench again.
Oh, you've got Danny McCray out there one-on-one. I think that's Plaxico.
It is.
He does have some help. And now they've got the corner back at the 50 and the safety up to try and get the jam on Burris.
Play clock was at 2. 2 pump fakes, and then the pass caught. Finding the open spot is Keller into Dallas territory to the 46, a gain of 19.
One of the dangers of a 3-man pass rush is you give Sanchez time to buy a little time and find the open throwing lane. I tell you, Mark Sanchez has really been impressive here in the 4th quarter.
From the 46-yard line. Under pressure, and this time losing the football. McRae with the sack. The ball is loose. The Cowboys think they have it. They do. I'll tell you, Rob Ryan, he has to introduce himself to half of that secondary. The guy's coming in and out all over the place. And Danny McRae comes in for the sack and the forced fumble.
But what did he tell us? I will play my entire roster. I have guys that can do things in special ways. Danny McRae, a special team star on most defenses, probably would never gotten that opportunity. Not only the sack, but the strip sack, the fumble recovery, and for Mark Sanchez, he tried to do a little too much on that.
Sean Lee gets credit for the recovery. The sack and forced fumble by McRae. Romo back in business at the New York 47. Jones, he gets wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. That's Brian Thomas.
Hey, Brian Thomas has been rock solid on the edge. They've tried 2 or 3 times to get outside of him, and you just can't block him. That's really the strength of his game. He's a good pass rusher, but he's a much better edge player, sort of like Anthony Spencer for the Cowboys, and Sanchez knows he just tried to do a little too much on that one. Never saw the blitz off the edge.
2nd and 12. Romo milking the play clock. Down the sideline, too high. He had Austin and Bryant both in the same neighborhood. It's a high-priced neighborhood. 3rd down.
Yeah, and because Des Bryant, I don't think is running like Des Bryant can at the top of your screen, really you end up with a free release and you get 2 guys in the same vicinity there. You can tell Des just cannot get it going. He's trying to stay competitive and just can't run right now.
But up to the white hot start, hasn't caught a ball since. 3rd and 12.
Stacked in there now.
No, they didn't get the playoff. Didn't get the playoff.
Prior to the ball being snapped, delay a game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. It will remain 3rd down.
3rd down and 17 now.
One of the many benefits of showing all those exotic looks on 3rd down, you get your quarterback checking and rechecking and changing protections, and all of a sudden the play clock runs out.
80,000 in full throat. And now you get another 5-yard.
Number 77, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Tyron Smith. Don't think he's ever heard this decibel level.
It was interesting talking to DeMarcus Ware about him. He said, you know, Tyron Smith makes the mistake. He always wants to go off on the snap count. In this league, you have to leave before the snap count. You wait till the snap count, the defensive end's going to be around you.
Third and 22. Romo dancing, stepping up, throwing into a lot of coverage, and the pass is incomplete. Rivas that time hanging right with Bryant. Tony tried to get it in there anyway, and McBride will come in to try to pin the Jets deep.
Well, it's been a fist fight all night long between Rivas and Bryant on the outside, and look at Bryant. He can't move right now. He just can't run. And Romo was going to try and throw it up there. It was such long distance. He took a shot. But Bryant's shot.
McBride to punt. Jeremy Curley, and it's blocked. It's blocked, and it's picked up at the 17-yard line and run in by Isaiah Trufant, just signed by the team for a touchdown.
Joe McKnight comes flying through. And how many times has Mike Westhoff come up with the plays to win the game right up the middle? comes right through untouched, one of the fastest players on the Jets team, and he makes the play the Jets had to have. Brilliantly designed. They got McKnight running free right down the heart of the punt formation, and Mike Westhoff does it again.
Nick Folk to tie the game, and does with exactly 5 minutes, and there is Mike Westhoff, whose special teams have made the score 24-24. This full NBC with a new comedy series starring Whitney Cummings is going to do things her way. Whitney coming Thursday on NBC. Trufant scores the touchdown. He was with the Jets briefly last year. Goes to camp with the Eagles, gets cut. Plays one preseason game. There he is with the Jets. Not even on the flip card. Ryan says to us on Friday, I think I'm going to activate him for the game.
Yeah, they
good activation.
Marty Gilliard, who they brought in and activated him. And I'll bet you Mike Westhoff had something to do with that.
Here's Falk to kick off. With plenty of adrenaline. Back we go to the block punt.
Just one more guy. You got a block here and a block there, and Joe McKnight is going to come straight through. Got to be careful about man blocking on punt block, because you don't really have a man, you have an area, and by splitting that way it created that seam. It's just a brilliantly designed punt block scheme by Mike Westhoff. Rex might like that a little bit. Might give it a special teams coordinator a little raise next week.
Five minutes to go. First down. Romo throws to the outside. He hits Phillips. That's a gain of 12. Phillips tackled by Bart Scott up to the 32-yard line. First down.
I'll tell you, John Phillips coming back this season for the Cowboys has made a difference in this game already. That was a good-looking route. He went down and banged like a tight end will off of Bart Scott. That's exactly the kind of timing you'd like. And Jason Witten's drawing some coverage, but they're leaving John Phillips one-on-one.
4.5 left on first down. Now Jones turns it back upfield. Gets close to 7, tackled just shy of the 40-yard line, second down.
I'll tell you, Jason Witten that time, he may not be catching all the balls that he wants, but he stayed on that block that time, and he is one of those dual-purpose tight ends. They're becoming a little bit of a rarity. Working on Muhammad Wilkerson out there, stayed on him, and then put him on his back. Levis has Des Bryant, and Bryant can't do anything right now.
Second and 2. Play clock is down to 2. 1. They get it off on the toss. And Jones turns it back and is able to turn what would have been about a 2-yard loss into a 1-yard gain, tackled by Scott. And a pretty big 3rd and 1 happening here, and Jones a little slow in getting up.
I'll tell you, Al, one of the things that you do when you keep running the clock down to 1 second, those defensive players, they're looking at it too. So they know you have to snap the ball, and they're beating you off the punch.
Cowboys have been doing it a lot. Rashard Choice is the running back. And again, that play clock will go all the way down. 3rd and 1, and they give it to Choice. Stop short. 4th down.
The Jets really overload to this unbalanced side. Look at this space over here. There's nobody there, but they go to the unbalanced side. That time Rex takes a chance that they're going to run into that unbalance, and it pays off.
Well, they're going to bring the chains in, but from where we sit, it's almost a full yard shy.
Yeah, and Jason Garrett will have no choice but to send his punt team out there that just gave up the tying touchdown. talk about Bart Scott and his ability to fill the hole. There he is right there. Watch the way he reacts. No extra yardage that time. Toi Tua in there filling that big gap too. Number 79 wasn't giving up any space at all.
So Jones came out. They brought Choice in on third down. They run him up the middle. You got McBriar coming off the block punt. Jeremy Curley, the rookie returner. A boomer. Bouncing at the 2, bouncing sideways. Can it be saved?
Oh, I think he rolled over on the line right there.
Exactly. There you go again. Just landed on the line.
You cannot touch any part of that line if you've got the ball.
So close.
Whoop. Yeah, Danny McCray was in the end zone. It wouldn't have mattered at that point anyway. I mean, they're working at, and then right here, he slides in. That would have been a tragedy for the Cowboys if that thing would have counted. Well, here we go. I tell you what. Mark Sanchez, you want to make a name for yourself? You want to prove yourself worthy of being a guy that they're going to allow to throw the football around? Here's your moment.
Jets have all their timeouts. Also the 2-minute warning.
Jenkins back in.
Tomlinson flanking Sanchez. Quick toss. Burris.
Oh, what a nice
beautiful, beautiful form tackle by Jenkins, and that should take us to a 2-minute warning.
For a guy with a bad shoulder, that's a gutsy play. He's been in and out all night, and Burris is a big guy.
2nd and 9 from the 21 when we come back. Beauty on the opening Sunday night of the season. Cowboys and Jets lock the 24. Eagles Falcons next week. After the game, with the Wendy's post-game report, Michelle interviewing the stars of the game. The gang back in the studio will wrap up the game and some of what took place today. And Chris and I will take a look ahead to next Sunday night's matchup in Georgia.
Well, Rex and Rob went to overtime a year ago, and Buddy's enjoying this one for sure. That one won by Santonio Holmes' catch to break it open.
2nd down and 8. The ball is at the 22-yard line. Jets with all of their timeouts. Sanchez too high. Intended for Mason, covered by McCann. Setting up 3rd down and 8.
Talked about the good Mark Sanchez. There was a little bad tonight. Sean Lee got underneath this one. Took it down to about the 1, eventually for a touchdown. Then there was the fumble. This is the one he probably would like to have back the most. It wasn't there. He should have just gotten rid of it. Assumed the blitz is coming when you're playing against Rob Ryan, and that one got away.
Big 3rd and 8. And underneath, it's caught by Tomlinson, and LaDainian angles his body and picks up the 1st down. Sean Lee had him before he could get to the 30-yard line, but Tomlinson kept chugging along, angled his body, 1st down.
Tremendous throw that time by Sanchez. Moving left, throwing right on the money.
Minute and a half to go. To the outside again, and incomplete, and everybody wants a flag, and there is none. McCann with the coverage on Holmes, 2nd and 10.
Watch the pressure coming in around the right side here by Ware. Sanchez feels it, has to move left, sees LaDainian Tomlinson over there, sidearms it right on the money, and then LT, as he's done throughout his career, finished it for the big 1st down. One time Wayne Hunter got a lot of help from Brandon Moore. Great finish to that run.
2nd and 10. Tomlinson still in. Mason in the slot inside Burris. Holmes at the bottom. Keller inside him. Sanchez throws, and that's dropped by Tomlinson. So LaDainian starting to look upfield. Incomplete. third down now. Folk warming up for what he hopes would be the game-winning field goal. Actually, hoping he's warming up for an extra point.
Well, he's not in range yet unless he turns around and kicks it the other way. Here we go. And this is one, you know, if you just get a stop here, your offense gets the ball back and Tony Romo gets a shot to win it.
Dallas has 2 timeouts. 3rd and 10. Sanchez has to step up into traffic, and then they're going to tackle him at the 28-yard line. Anthony Spencer with a gigantic sack, forcing the Jets to punt. Dallas will now take a timeout. They'll have 1 left to conserve the clock at 1:05, and they'll get the ball back after the punt.
Good heads-up play by Anthony Spencer. He's really basically in coverage on the back. He sees Sanchez step up, and he comes back in and gets the sack. They had 2-man coverage down the field, bump and run with double safety help over the top. So you see the corners running underneath the wide receivers. Probably the toughest coverage to get open on. Alan Ball undercutting Derek Mason there. Well, here we go. So Mark Sanchez passes. Tony Romo, your turn.
TJ Conley to punt. This is where they'd love to have Des Bryant run the punt back, but they can't because he's been gimpy tonight since the first quarter. So Dwayne Harris, a rookie from East Carolina, will haul it into 30, eludes the first man, and then Harris gets banged around but gets the ball out to the 41-yard line. And from there, will Tony Romo go to work to try to get them into field goal range for the win? Both guys up and over 300 yards tonight. 321 for Tony, 335 for Mark, each with a couple of touchdowns.
Short field for Tony Romo. And remember, they have a ton of kickers on this team. Long-range kicker and a short kicker.
Beeler's the long-range guy. Bailey's the short guy. Romo buying time. Throws, it's intercepted. Intended for Bryant. Picked off by Revis. And the Jets have the ball back in Cowboy territory.
Just as the Cowboys had help over the top, here's Revis. Bryant can't run at all. Revis knows he's got safety help over the top. He rolls back underneath, and I have no idea what Tony Romo saw. Just no idea. Des Bryant may be as much as a liability out there right now as anything else. There they go, back over the top. We're going to help here. So that means Revis is allowed to play the underneath routes, and he gets them. And Tony Romo said, you got to give me a little bit more than that.
And Revis, they never go his way. He had no interceptions last year because he was fighting boredom. They just don't work on him. From the 34, Sean Green. From the 33, Jets have all of their timeouts. But still want to get the ball maybe 10 or 15 yards further, obviously, to make it a little easier for Folk to beat his former teammates.
You know, and we've talked about it before, but that lack of depth on the part of the Dallas Cowboys at this wide receiver position, maybe they just felt better with Des Bryant than Kevin Ogletree or Jesse Holley or whoever, but you'll see at the top of your screen, and we've seen it really for the last bit, just nothing there. But give Rex Ryan credit, that was some call. Rel Revis usually does not get help over the top. That time he did, which allowed him to undercut the route and make the play of the night.
At the 32-yard line. Without another yard, it would be about a 50-yard field goal. Tomlinson's in the backfield. That is shotgun. And 2nd and 8. Oh, and that's almost intercepted. That's Alan Ball lunging in front of Derek Mason. 3rd and 8.
Wow, what a gutsy play by Alan Ball. No help over the top for him, but he's looking in at Sanchez, breaks on the ball, and very nearly has that one. He had no help deep. If Mason had run some kind of double move, he would have beat him by 15 yards. But Ball said, I don't care. I'm taking my shot right here. Hit him right in the face mask.
3rd and 8.
Could just try and buy a few yards here to help your field goal kicker.
Sanchez, and that's intended for Burris, and that's incomplete. Here's Jenkins. So now what do? If you miss the field goal, Dallas gets the ball at about the 40-yard line. You're asking Falk to kick a 49 or 50-yard field goal with 32 seconds.
Well, he can certainly do that. He was over 50 yards, 2 for 5 last year, 7 for 14 in his career.
On the other side, miss or make, Dallas will have a little time left. 50-yarder. Brunel to hold it. And Falk against the Cowboys, who cut him, gives the Jets their first lead.
Have to wonder, how good does this one feel for Nick Folk, who went through a little bad stretch with the Cowboys.
Oh, that baby looked like it was going to drift outside right, didn't it, when it left?
Yeah, played the hook. What a clutch kick. Opening night. New York City on the anniversary of 9/11. The Jets so honored to be the team chosen to play in this game instead of the Giants. And they have mounted some comeback.
Sanchez, he couldn't even look.
You don't have to look. You just have to listen.
And Romo looking away, but knowing he's got 27 seconds minus what the run back would take, assuming there is a run back. And they're going to send Austin back to run back the kick if there is one.
Yeah, and the question becomes, you put Des Bryant back out there. Does he have any gas left in the tank? And he is out there as well. You have to be careful of some kind of reverse, something strange here.
Cowboys will have one timeout. Austin's going to back up. He's going to take it 9 yards in. And he'll just take a knee right there. I don't blame him. I think I'd rather have the extra few seconds than to take a shot and only come out to like the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Bryant was definitely working that way. I think they might have had a little play on Tony Romo, who so disappointed on opening night a season ago as that game fell apart with what he thought was the game-winning touchdown pass. Now has to go to work.
Tonight, Cowboys at a 14-point lead with 14:50 left. The gigantic play was Romo's fumble after the Witten reception, and that Jim Leonard touchdown-saving tackle was huge. 1st and 10 from the 20. Romo over the middle, and that's caught on the run. Austin will try to get out of bounds, but there's a flag down. Flag is down at the 40-yard line, and the indication is against Dallas.
Yeah, I think Jason Witten picked on the play.
Pass interference, number 82, offense, penalty.
It's just overdone by Witten. It didn't have to be nearly this good. You'll see him come up. And as Austin comes over, he initiates the contact, where really all he had to do, a la Tony Romo earlier in the game, is just kind of run through that area, and Austin would have been just as open. Just didn't have to do that.
Sanchez still can't look. 1st and 20 from the 10 with 19 seconds and one timeout. And that's incomplete, intended for Witten. With 14 seconds, 2nd down and 20.
You know, sometimes teams in this situation now, they'll line up in that Hail Mary formation and then break somebody out late and try and pick up 25 or 30 yards and then take one more shot.
Look at that. In the history of this team going back to 1960, never lost a game when leading by 14 or more in the fourth quarter. We're on the cusp of that right now. 2nd and 20. And Romo throws, and that's caught by Austin, and he'll step out of bounds with 8 seconds.
Now that's the other variation of it. They go Hail Mary to the right, and that's going to leave Austin back here one-on-one on the backside. So you preserve your timeout. If you can get a completion, and remember David Beeler has one of the biggest legs in football, you probably need about, I don't know, 20 yards or so.
About 25 yards. I mean, if you get into the 40, you're looking at a 57-yard field goal, maybe. And then you got to either get outside or make sure you get down and give yourself up and take the timeout.
New York,
and the Jets will take a timeout.
That's a really good point. Sometimes receivers can get lost out there. They catch the ball and start trying to make a play and a run, and all of a sudden the clock runs out and you get your timeout buried.
You work the outside here or the middle?
I think you've got to throw something down to at least the 40-yard line on the other side and try and catch it, get down, some kind of a crossing route. They're usually going to give you more of the middle of the field. Although at this point, I'll bet you Rex is going to say, you know what, we got to just play defense. I'm not so sure they're going to try to get to the outside.
Well, if they go down the middle, you give yourself up, you call the timeout. You set up Beeler with a very strong leg, and he's a guy who's capable, banging one through as he does in practice all the time. From 60, there he is.
4 for 6 over 50 last season.
8 seconds. And Romo wasn't ready for the snap. And then just has to throw it away. Of all things, not ready for the snap. From Phil Costa.
Well, David Garrard released. Maybe the first moment all night we've seen the inexperience show up. And now you're down to nothing. Now you got 3 seconds. The timeout's worthless. Just unbelievable. Last year they lost on opening day with a mistake, a holding call after a touchdown pass. And now it's Hail Mary all the way.
All the way, and your only other prayer is a defensive foul to extend the game. And the Jets are going to take another timeout.
New York, this is your final timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So if the Cowboys lose this one, this is another unbelievably excruciating season-opening Sunday night loss.
And Rob Ryan has to be sick. He's right in perfect position, a 7-point lead. His defense is playing great. And all of a sudden you get a punt block for a touchdown, then you get an interception for the game-leading field goal at that point. His defense did their job. It was mistakes elsewhere that cost him tonight.
Romo underneath, little toss from Austin. And the ball's going to wind up on the ground, and the ball's going to wind up in the arms of the Jets. And the Jets have pulled off a most improbable victory. Rex looking for Rob and Garrett as well. The two head coaches.
Rob is hot.
Very.
He is stomping around. I don't know if somebody said something to him. He will take.
Well, looking for his brother right now. To Tony Romo, just an excruciating loss. It looks like they're going to put a bow around the game after that long pass to Witten gives them a 1st and goal, and then the fumble at the 1-yard line. And the Jets begin the season with a big big-time come-from-behind victory. Post-game report, Michelle with the stars of the game. Bob, Tony, and Mike wrapping up the game from 30 Rock. Chris and I will look ahead to Eagles and Falcons. The block punt by McKnight. Revis with the pick. So many big plays, and most of them made by the Jets. Folks, 50-yarder is the difference as the Jets win it on Sunday.